Are you ready and excited to be a successful freelance tech recruiter? Then I have just the thing for you. I am going to flip over to a share screen of a platform I very much suggest that you use. Now, there's a few of these great freelance platforms, but if you are a tech recruiter, this one is definitely hugging and embracing all of your tech skills, and it's giving a pretty hefty bounty. So now, if you are going to be a freelance recruiter, though, there's a couple things you still have to do, and you can't just rely on a platform. Naturally, if you have your own clients, you can make more money. But I know the biz dev portion is just a lot. So if you are not interested in the biz dev, you still have to do your homework. So as you're looking through job descriptions, you still have to do your homework on the company. You also have to always and forever develop a really compelling brand, which is you, and online presence, which again is you, okay? You're gonna have to organize all of your recs. So all of the different roles, the different companies you are freelancing with, you have to make sure that those are well organized to make sure that you have plenty of overlap and you're not fake busy. So I do lots of videos on fake busy, so you can check them out here if you need. Another thing to make sure that you are a successful freelance tech recruiter is you have to focus and you have to hone in on your sourcing and recruiting skills. So not only do you have to source some pretty badass engineers, you're also going to have to take them through a great candidate experience, which is the recruiting skills, because even on platforms like this, Paraform, which is great, they are still going to make sure that there are standards. They're not just going to let any random person work with their clients and work on their roles because their reputation isn't very great, right? So you need to make sure that you are doing the right thing, you're working with the right people, you're being honest and not just that transactional recruiter, because although that used to be how we could roll, you could just be like, set it and forget it, like a crock pot. We are no longer crock pots, tech recruiters. Even freelance tech recruiters, you can make a ton of money in this, but you still have to do it right. So flip you on the share screen. See ya. All right, so let's get into this share screen. Love share screens. Okay, so I felt the need to talk about Paraform because if I were to do this over and I didn't have an agency and I haven't been there, done that fun stuff, right? Then as a freelance tech recruiter, this is absolutely where I would live. And I would go between this platform and doing my own biz dev. Because here's the thing, I know biz dev is hard. And I will tell you throughout the years, as I'm coaching agency owners, that is always a topic. It's never not. Okay. So just if you're going through it right now, assure yourself, look, this is not easy. This is super normal and I can fight through this. But in the meantime, I also need to make some money. So look at these bounties, look at these rewards, 10,000, 12,500, 15,000. I mean, look at 17,000. Woo, I like that stuff. So that's great. That's what we want. Okay. And they have it. So as I am doing biz dev, I'm going to make sure that the people that I am trying to place on my own, I'm also having overlap on this platform. So it really makes sense. Now, maybe you actually don't want to do biz dev at all, and that's okay. You can make a ton of money off of this platform. Just make sure that the same things apply when you're looking to see, hey, do I want to work with this client? You're still thinking about those things because they have all of this information on there. And very quickly, can you decide, hey, is this going to be a good fit for me? And do I think they're looking for someone that we could very easily do? All right, not easily, but that I could place and I could work for? Or are they looking for a purple squirrel, therefore a complete waste of my time? That's up to you. And again, there's trial and errors there. So this is not that. This is not that video. I'm just going to go over the highlights of the platform and really like what you should focus on. So up here, so of course you just, sign in, right? You get all your ducks in a row here, and then you're going to have roles. So all of your roles that you're approved for. So if you look down here, it will say approved. You actually do technically have to apply for the roles, and then you have to approve you. So keep everything strong. Keep your LinkedIn strong. That's how it should always be anyways, but even more so because you need to still get approved. These are your bounties, so you can see your money. Love that. And then resources. Okay. I love the resources. I'm definitely a fan. They have a great blog. They have a recruiting guide. I'm going to click on that really quickly. And I know Tamara does a great job over here, a technical recruiting guide. These are educational resources. As a trainer myself, I really appreciate this. I appreciate the thought process. I appreciate them going above and beyond. So again, feel free to look at this. I'm going to scroll really quickly, but they give you really great templates as to what Tamara would do here. Here's the thing, just like if you were taking my course, you are not going to copy word for word what this is. That's not what it's about. It's about to say, this is how I do it. Now you do it. You can get inspiration from this, by all means, get inspiration, but you still need to be your own unique recruiter. Okay. That's what's going to set you apart. The copycatting is not going to work. Believe me. Now, let's just say I'm going to go right on here. I'm going to just go to the first one. And then there's a lot of information. So I just wanted you to see really how much information, how thoughtful they are with all of this. So first and foremost, and again, I can't help myself, even though it's not this video, but if I see full stack and machine learning, I'm immediately thinking, in my opinion, a low salary, I'm already thinking they're looking for a purple squirrel and I might not be interested. First and foremost. Because remember, just because they have a great reward, just because they have all these amazing things about it, it still might be an uphill battle because they still might be looking for someone that may or may not exist and maybe not even remotely in that range. So anyways, but that's not what it's about. We're going to go on here because I think this is really cool. So they go into like who they think their perfect candidate is. It's in person. It's downtown San Francisco. So that's really important. But here's what I want you guys to realize. So you're never going to contact the CEO personally and try to get your own job order. Okay. That's a no. That's just yucky. Okay. That your integrity still needs to stay strong. But who is to say that you can't get inspiration from this? Okay. You cannot get biz dev inspiration. You absolutely can. Because remember, you're making money on every single click. So I see here that they're funded by these three companies. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go on Crunchbase and I'm going to see, hey, what other companies do these companies fund? And I'm going to put them all on my biz dev list. And there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. More stuff to do. You see that there's 8 candidates that are currently viewing, and that candidate's here back within a week. Again, because I'm trying to see if this is a company I will probably make money with, I would like to see within 24 to 48 hours, right? For me, that's best practice. A week, okay, I might not die after a week, but I'm going to want it to go faster. They do have their technical recruiting guide. Basically, like, again, what we had just looked at before, it's inspiration and how you can really get introduced into technical recruiting. I love that they're trying to bring standards to this industry, just like myself. And then love this, utilizing LinkedIn. They have the engineers. You can click on this, all the employees, and engineering candidates in your network. So I'm just going to click on this really quick. Now it brings it up, and the keywords, what do they use? They just use software. So how accurate this is, I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm already thinking right now it's probably not that accurate. It brought up 1,700 results. Yes, my first connections, which is really cool, but all different seniorities. So like I said, Paraform is definitely a startup, but where they're going is strong. So I really like this. But keep that in mind, right? Like when you're looking at this is not, you still have to make your own decisions, your own choices. Okay. Then what it says is it says the reward, says the full reward, the interview reward, which is cool, submission rewards. You get even a little bit just to submit somebody. I think that's cool. They have the requirements, built or contributed to at least one open source or personal project. Awesome. 1 to 7 years. Again, because I'm trying to see if I want to work with this company. 1 to 7 years is so big. It's so big of a thing. And again, I'm not going to get someone with full stack and machine learning at 7 years at 160, not in the Bay Area anyways. So again, those are just like my spidey senses coming up, but you do your own spidey senses. And then all the nice to haves, because look, here's the requirements and here's the nice to haves. I think that that's really cool. And then you can assess your candidate. Love this for sure. So you're going to upload a resume before you even get access to this role. Like, let's upload a resume, and how is this accurate? Like, does my candidate fit? But then there's always a struggle with, did the candidate even write a great resume? But this is how you're going to learn really quickly, and how I think this is a really powerful platform. And then here's the nitty gritty, the logistics. You get equity, visa sponsorship available, on-site work policy. Yes, we have to do that. And yes, it's a full-time role. So here's more stuff. So here's the traits. Here's more about the role. Cool. Now you actually have the full job description. Love that, right? Love that they're bringing that in. And then here's the interview process. This is massive. So this is basically if you had a client intake and a hiring manager intake, this is a lot of goodies. Now it's missing a few things. So if this is actually my company, I think it's missing some stuff. I personally want to know a little more information about the sell of the company, but I think to be a freelance recruiter, this is a lot to work with and I dig it. Okay. So now you know the interview process. Love it. Of course, I would want to know how long those things are, how long the challenge is, because the more you're setting up expectations, the better for your candidate, right? And then you go down here, again, very nitty gritty. Love it. Here's the ideal candidate, interviewed candidates, ideal company. So, just like you would ask a client of yours, you're going to say, hey, do you have any hit lists? So you're going to go through and look at that. So this is really cool platform. This is definitely something I suggest doing. Again, it's focused in engineering. They do have design, they do have sales and marketing, and they have just a couple in operations. But if you are a tech recruiter, this is absolutely something great. But here's the thing. Here's a couple of things to think about. One, hire aggressively. Yes, please. Like that, like they went out of their way to do that. I love the new, right? There's no candidates there. Highest priority, love that. Like those are all like ding, 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 ding. You want to be sold on this, right? So this is really important. You also get to see how many people are interviewing. That's important. So if the pipeline's low, you have even better chances, right? Massive. And then of course, even though you are not grabbing their clients, because again, that's not a good look, you can still connect with them on LinkedIn. That's fine. They should still know who you are because even though you went through the platform, you're still the one behind the scenes that's actually closing this role for them. So by all means do that. Like that's fine. Just make sure you mind your P's and Q's. Okay. All right. And then of course you get to see, do you want remote? Do you want hybrid? Do you want on-site? These are all your decisions. But just like if you were an agency owner, you are an agency owner technically because you're freelancing. It doesn't matter if you have an EIN number or not. You're still a 1099 here, but you still want to have overlap. So you might not just want to work on one engineering manager. So like I'm going to put in manager. Okay, does only one manager come up? Nope. Yeah, actually only one manager comes up. So do you want to just work on one role? That's literally no overlap. Or let's see here. Let's see, do I want to do full stack? Okay, let's see. So look at all those full stack. Where those are paused, those are filled. Okay, fine. But there is 4 right here that has overlap. Wonderful. And it's also, I got to tell you, to see filled makes me happy, right? Because it means it's working. Okay. So now you have these 4 roles that, let's see, we got on-site, hybrid. Okay. On-site. So we have San Francisco, and then San Francisco. So now we have 3 that have direct overlap. Okay. So this is absolutely something that I want to prioritize and I want to really stay focused. Okay. So have fun with this. What's really great too, actually, let me see if I can show you this, is you can reach out. You can see things. So, okay, over here, so you have the client chat, you have sourcing tools, submit a candidate, they make it easy, right? How many you submitted, how many are getting reviewed, how many are interviewing, and how many are rejected. And when you see rejected, they do give feedback on it, okay? And so what's great here too is they do give you a score. So the score is really important because the more quality candidates you send in, the higher your score and the more likely all of the other companies will accept you and accept your support. And what I like about that is because that's how it works in the real world, right? So it's really, really, really important. And then here's what's something that's cool. I mean, obviously we have our own clients, so we're not super active on this, but it does tell you all of your potential rewards. Like, holy moly. So all of these roles we are approved to work on, and that's how much that equals. As an agency owner, that is absolutely positively how I work as well. And then it will show your rating. So we have a high rating, which means I would imagine almost anyone we reach out to will probably say, oh yeah, hey, yeah, you can work on my role. That's cool. But now, of course, as we're going through this again, like if I'm going to be working on a ton of full stack roles, like, so you can see the full stack roles here, or even back end, because back end and full stack go hand in hand, then I'm of course still going to do my biz dev while I'm also filling these roles. The more overlap, the better. So have fun. This is a great platform that you can earn money on and really start your own agency off of. I think this is massive. So enjoy, have fun. I cannot wait to hear how it goes. hit me up in the comments below. I'll put a link to Paraform in there in the comments below. And then, hit me up. And if you have anything to share, tips, tricks, do you have any wins that I want to know? I love that. All right, have fun. And, remember that money is just a vessel to do all the amazing things you want to go do in life. So go live it, make some money. See you next week.